252.
Okay, for all the news and reviews in pop culture that's right to type, 252 top stories. JB?
First it was Iron Fist, now it's Luke Cage. Marvel and Netflix confirmed that the show will not return for a third season.
Ay, Dios mío.
The streaming service dropped its other Marvel series Iron Fist last week. The show, which debuted on streaming service in 2016, followed the storyline of bulletproof superhero Luke Cage, who tries to protect Harlem from villains, making a neighborhood streets unsafe.
Now, I wasn't really surprised when they said that they were going to cancel Iron Fist, but the way they ended Luke Cage, they were setting up clearly for a third season. So
Right.
the only thing that I can think of is that they were probably going to combine the two shows so we can finally get that
Heroes for Hire.
Hire. But I think in a very kind of dirty way, I think maybe Marvel is leaving that Netflix world so then they can bring Heroes for Hire on their streaming service.
As long as CW doesn't do it, I'll be happy.
Man, stop hating on CW. This is some good shows. That's some quality programming.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Sarah Silverman was inevitably asked by her friend Louis C.K., chronic masturbator, who has started making stand-up comedy appearances in New York City a year after admitting to sexual misconduct. That's what we're calling it now?
Masturbating, yes.
Yeah. Where I come from, that's not, well, forget it. CK came forward, excuse me, CK came forward last fall to say the claims that he masturbated in front of several female comics were true, and Silverman said that CK masturbated in front of her, albeit with her consent.
Well, if he came backwards, I would definitely be on YouTube.
Well, I from what I remember from this story, she was curious and wanted to do it.
As we all are.
He was, and it was one of those things where when Louis wasn't really famous, you know, he would politely ask to do this.
As you do.
As you do. But I think after he got fame and got like that power, when you still act like that, then the power struggle shifts. Like, because I believe Sarah Silverman said that Louis C.K. actually for a while dated her sister.
Right.
And he probably asked her maybe like 20 times, and she was like, no, no, I don't want to see that.
Well, that's why you ask multiple times. I mean, one of those times someone's going to say,
They eventually break down. It's all right, do it. All right, you happy?
I'm saying.
Yes, I am.
You got it out of your system? All of it? Good.
Next story.
When you woke up Monday morning, the release of Wonder Woman 1984 was just about a year away. Now it's much longer than that. Gal Gadot herself took to Instagram to reveal that Patty Jenkins' directed film, originally scheduled for release November 1st in 2019, will now be out June 5th, 2020.
I am upset about this. I wanted some Wonder Woman next year.
Well, I think
Very
this is just my thought. With the whole way the DCEU is kind of imploding on itself.
In shambles.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that it's actually probably a very calculated move to kind of push Wonder Woman, since that was literally their only successful movie, and they want to get some distance from Aquaman, which has a possibility of...
Look, Shazam looks like it's going to be pretty good. All right. Damn.
Wow. Okay.
All right. I guess I'm the only voice in that
you
one.
know, I have a 5-year-old nephew, so I probably will see Shazam in the theater.
You're damn right you will, and you're going to like it.
Yeah, in between naps.
The preemptive hate. I love it.
So the review this week, Daredevil Season 3. Wilson Fisk isn't really satisfied with his life at the moment either. A fantasy of him eating a fancy omelet in a mansion quickly dissolves into the plebeian reality of prison, where he is visited by an FBI agent named Ray Nadeem, the latest person to offer Fisk a deal with the FBI. This time, though, Fisk takes him up. Now, this story starts right after... Really? This story takes place right after the events of The Defenders, where everyone thinks that Matt Murdock... Spoiler alert, everyone thinks Matt Murdock is dead, but he's really not. He's been convalescing at the church.
All right. Yeah.
And, you know, he's taken care of, and he actually doesn't want to don the Daredevil suit anymore. He's all messed up. This is really him and Fisk, and I would have to say, watching this season, again, Netflix on TV, they give you really good villains because not only was the Kingpin, but they also introduced what's his name? I was about to say Bullseye as a villain, and the way they made his story arc. I mean, no, I'm not going to spoil anything, but going on his story arc, it was like, wow, he really the guy who played him, I can't remember his name right now.
Colin Firth.
No, good guy. You're talking Colin Farrell. He was terrible.
From that terrible movie.
Colin Firth was in Love Actually.
Ah.
But with that being said, very good, highly recommended. And as far as, not to say from the earlier thing with what, I don't think they're going to cancel Daredevil.
You never know what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do.
It's too good.
They would be a fool to cancel it.
It's too good.
That's what I thought about Luke Cage.
Yeah.
This week, Ralphie D recommends Halloween. It's been 40 years since Laurie Strode survived a vicious attack from crazy killer Michael Myers, not to be confused with Mike Myers, baby, on Halloween night. Locked up in an institution, Myers manages to escape when his bus transfer goes horribly wrong. Spoiler alert. Laurie now faces a terrifying showdown when the masked madman returns to Haddonfield, Illinois. That is not a real place. But this time, she's ready for him. And ready she is. She kicks ass. He gets his ass kicked, but not really. It's good.
I bet it has the same ending of every other Halloween.
Yeah. He raises up and...
The question I want to know
They
is,
kill him and then he gets up. And
how
walks
long
away.
do you wait in the movie before they do the iconic song or theme?
Oh, it's like at the beginning. Yeah,
That was
that's what it sounds
That's it.
like.
What was that?
You sound like R2D2 when he's masturbating.
So does the evil music sounds like art too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm Ralphie D, and that's news to me.
I'm Coolwater Kurt. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
We'd like to hear what you think. Leave a comment down below, and let's hear your opinion.
And I am JB. I'd like to give a shout out to my man AM at Comics Most Wanted. Like him, follow him, subscribe him. And this is 252 News and Reviews, where you hear it first.
252.
Adonis, pull yourself together.